Hey, what's going on, creepers and geekers? Chris the Atari Creep here. And, I just met up with somebody and picked up something that I feel is pretty fucking epic. So I'm going to try to get this thing home. And you're just going to have to wait to see what it is. What's going on, creepers and geekers? Chris the Atari Creep here with another installment of pickups. This is basically for the June and July months. There are a few things here that I did get after the 1st of August. I was technically cheating, but they're still going in this lump here. So I got a bunch of stuff to get to, so without babbling like I normally do, let's just jump right into it. And the first couple of things are going to be items that aren't necessarily video game related at all. They're just going to be here in the Creep Farm, my game room, and I thought I'd just share them with you anyway. So the first one is Mr. Kermit the Frog here. Got him at a local drugstore. He's cool as hell. He's going to go over there with the Mario and all that, so can never have enough cool stuff like this. And I love Muppets, see? Yeah, that's a Muppet. So, and the next thing is this guy, and I'm sure you've seen him already. He's a ceramic head that I got at Michael's. I've mentioned before that I'm kind of an artist. And I like painting stuff. So I saw this guy already in their Halloween section, and I always go there in August because that's when they start selling their Halloween stuff. And picked him up, and over the course of a day or two I painted him up. So I hope you guys can appreciate that. He's going to go somewhere in here, I just don't know where yet. I'm planning on getting some more shelving, and I'm going to need it, trust me. Alright, so let's go video game related, but not actual video games. This is kind of silly, but I picked it up anyway. I was at my local Denny's, and this was on the placemat. So I plan on putting this in a cheap little dollar store frame and hanging it up in here. Simply because it says that. Boop, Atari. But I thought that was cool. And like I said, if anybody can download these to a ROM and put them on a cartridge for me, alright, what's next? Mr. Joe of Joe Goes Retro sent me a little care package a while back. And within there, he sent me a bunch of little buttons. Now I'm only going to show you 2 examples. There's 5 or 6 of them. And Mr. Mario's wearing one of them right here. Proudly wearing one of them. So, you know, if you want one of these, contact him. I'm sure he'll be more than happy to oblige. So, let me put those down there. What's next? Video game related. Now this technically should have been in the last pickups video. I just completely forgot all about it. But at our last retro game night, a friend of mine got me this cool little candy Atari joystick. And it's probably been hanging out right here on my shelf. So it's going to go back there for now. And that's that. Let's see. What else do we have here? I know I'm going to forget something. Let's go with this. This is pretty neat. Got a bunch of catalogs. You know, Atari catalog. This also came with the batch that Joe had sent me. Asteroids, Demons of Diamonds. The Asteroids one is the only one Joe sent. The rest of them I got in another package deal, which I'll talk about in a minute. A 5200 manual. Let's see, some kind of a warranty card for a 5200. Installation for the Switch box, which I don't have because I have the, well, you'll see it in a minute. This is something old. The manual for the Atari 5200 Pac-Man, and that's basically it. And there's some pretty neat stuff in here, and I plan on doing a quick video on one thing. And when I say quick, it'll actually be quick, I promise you. I'm just going to read something, make a quick comment, and it's all done. So that is those. Let me put them back in your baggie so they don't get ruined. Alright, let's jump on controllers. Alright. First controller, Turbo Touch 360 for the Sega Genesis. This is a very underrated controller. A lot of people don't like this pad here. For me, it works well. My thumb is fat enough to where the sweeps aren't that big. And it works very well as long as you pay attention to where your thumb is. Because sometimes you can wander a little bit, you know, by accident. And I caught myself doing that a few times. There is one thing I got to repair on this. And I actually did start a video, not last week, but the week before, of the repair on this. I just never got around to finishing it up and putting it together. So hopefully that'll come up here pretty soon. I already got half of it done. So, but yeah, this is a really great controller other than one little flaw, which is nothing big deal. I just want to make it work perfectly. So, great controller. If you get a hold of one of these, you know, I recommend grabbing one. Now, they also made one for NES and SNES. And if you're one of those people who don't like these, and you have one for those two systems, send them to me. I'd love to have a complete collection. We can work something out, you know. I'll throw a few bucks your way, or trade a game, or, you know, whatever. Next controller. What would a pickups video be without Mr. Paku Paku being mentioned? Just before he left the country, we traded for this. I gave him a regular Xbox controller, and he gave me this big fat bastard, because I've never had one of these. And it feels real comfortable in my hands. I mean, these buttons are a little weird. It took a little bit to get used to. But simply because I just didn't have one before. And it's big, and it's gaudy, and it's crazy. I wanted one. So, he traded that with me. A good buddy of mine, Joe, and I were at a Goodwill. And he saw that I had my eyeball on this, and it was 50% off day. So it was only like $3 or something like that. So he picked it up for me. And, you know, I thank him a lot for it, because this is pretty cool. You know how I love joysticks, but... it's a little arcade stick for a, well, I'm assuming for the PS2, but it works for the PS1 as well. And I got a lot of, like, arcade collections for the PS1. And this is going to come in real handy. I haven't actually tried it out yet, really. I just plugged it in to make sure it works. But it's real responsive, real exact movements, you know, real short sweeps. The buttons feel all right. They're not actual arcade buttons, obviously. You can tell there's those little rubber top hats under there like a regular controller, but this is still cool. It's comfortable. It's got this little deal for your hands, and maybe we'll do a video on this too sometime down the line if I get bored. Alright, let's see. That's the last of the controllers. Let's go video games. Now, I mentioned earlier Joe Goes Retro sent me out a little care package, and he literally just messaged me saying, hey, I got these 6 Atari games. They're extras in my collection. Would you like them? And I said, yeah, sure. And, you know, I mentioned throwing a few bucks his way. He's like, don't even worry about it. Just pass it forward. And I was actually able to. I'll explain that in a second. So the games he got me was Breakout, which, believe it or not, I didn't have this. I thought I did, but it was Super Breakout I had, and I may have just given my copy of Breakout away, or I don't know where it is, but I have it again now. Spider-Man by Parker Brothers. Great game. Well, so to speak. And text label Space Invaders. I didn't have the text label, so I was happy to get my hands on that. The other 3, which I did have in my collection, Space Attack from the M Network, Berserk, and Missile Command. I ended up passing forward. These are my copies, and I passed on the 3 extras that he gave me to a buddy of mine who got his first Atari 2600 and 5200 a couple weeks back, and I'm sure you saw those pictures on my Facebook page if you follow me there. He didn't have any games or anything, so I brought over some games and a power supply so he could test it out and everything, and he loved it. So I gave him the games, and he's also the one who gave me that joystick. So he was glad to have those, and I'm glad Joe did this. Thank you so much, bud. But I was able to pass it forward, keep a couple of them, and I love those buttons you gave me, dude. I'm actually eventually going to swap out one of these for one of them, and you rock, dude. All right, next games. I can't believe I'm almost done with games. Wow. All right, we have Congo Bongo for the 5200. These are all going to be 5200 games. Congo Bongo is a Sears title. I mean, Sears. It's a Sega title. Missile Command. This is a phenomenal copy of Missile Command. How I've never played this before and fell in love before is beyond me. If there's any reason to get an Atari 5200, that's it right there. I don't have the trackball controller, and that shitty controller that they come with. This works just fine. As long as your fire buttons work the way they're supposed to, and mine just so happen to, as well as they can. Missile Command on the 5200 is awesome! Robotron 2084. Great game, also plays well in the 5200. Berserk. I just tested it. I didn't really get into it too much, so I can't tell you if that works very well. And unfortunately, this one doesn't play too well on the 5200, but this came in a package deal with those manuals I got. as well as the Robotron 2084. I also got the box. It's a little beat up. Unfortunately, the controller holders aren't in there. If you know anything about what I'm talking about, it's these little deals there. You can use 2 controllers to play this game like in the arcade. And I also had the Pac-Man one. So I have a Pac-Man complete in box. Believe it or not, other than some of my PlayStation games, this is the only complete in box game I actually own. The box is in the greatest condition, and I'm probably going to pass this on to Mr. Paku Paku for his Pac-Man shrine. Shh, don't tell him I said that. But between this, the cartridge, and the manual, which I all got together, I have a complete and copy box. And normally I don't care about that, but it just came with the package, so I was pretty happy to have that. So, let's see, what else do we have? Excuse me, it's hot in here, it's Arizona. I had to turn the AC off so you wouldn't hear. Consoles, let's go consoles. This is the last of the group, okay? Yes, I'm going to consider this a console. I picked up the Frogger Plug and Play, and it's in really great condition. Most of the time I see these, this label's all faded and gross. This looks like no one ever friggin' played it, and I've been playing the hell out of this. I put some batteries in it, and this joystick is awesome. This joystick, if you're going to get any plug and play, grab this one. This joystick is awesome. It's perfect. This is probably the most perfect playing plug and play I own. I kind of feel bad for cutting this one open. Maybe I'll find another one that's a little beat up, but I'm going to make this into a little mini arcade. I have to. I have to. Just simply because it plays very well. And a Frogger arcade would be pretty cool to have, because Konami was awesome. Frogger's awesome. All these are awesome. Alright, next console, you've seen this, I already posted a semi-video about it, the Super Nintendo, and yes, it doesn't show any video, but I still bought a video game system, so I figured I'd show it to you here. I do plan on opening it up. Supposedly there's no fix for it. I'll be the judge of that. And also, I mean, if worse comes to worse, I got a nice case that's not all brown and yellowed and doesn't look like someone pissed all over it. So, either way, I win. So, let me put that on the shelf where it belongs. Last item. Now, I mentioned my buddy got his first Atari 2600 and a 5200. The problem is he had just gotten his job after being unemployed for a while, and kind of went a little nuts with his first paycheck. And he kind of got into a little bit of heat. So he had asked me if I was interested in that 5200, and of course I was. And he made me a deal I couldn't refuse. I mean, he didn't get ripped off. He got pretty much what he paid for it, which was a good deal in itself. The thing is, I had already had kind of a deal to get a 5200 through somebody, but he's kind of hard to get a hold of and all kinds of stuff. So I was just like, look, you're right up the street, and I'd rather give you the money anyway because you're a good dude and you need it. So obviously you know what's coming up next. This big bastard right here, and this is the highlight of my fucking month. It only came with one controller, and the controller works pretty well. This infamous thing. And aside from just once in a while grabbing a hold of one of these at wherever, I never owned one of these, and I didn't have much experience with them. So this is a brand new trip for me, and I'm loving it so far. I've only had it for, God, I got it this past weekend, so I've had it for less than a week. And I've been playing the hell out of it, especially that Missile Command, which, as a matter of fact, I'm going to bring this back out in the living room after I finish this video. And I'm going to play some Missile Command while this is editing and uploading and all that. But, very underrated system. I don't care how much hatred people have for the system. I don't care what their friggin' reason is. Someone had asked me, am I going to do a video on the system? Abso-fucking-lutely I am. I am impressed. I am impressed with this thing. The sounds that come out of this thing, they surpass the 7800, in my opinion. And the cool thing about it is, and this is just by accident, a while back I got a joystick and it had this goofy thing attached to it. And I believe my first pickup video shows this. Unfortunately, I didn't look at that joystick, and it's for an IBM computer. So I'm going to end up just using parts from it for an arcade stick. Because the buttons are awesome. But it has this thing from Wiko. Oh, you can't even see it. There we go, Wiko. Okay, I have a couple of Wiko command sticks for my Ataris. And what this was for, and I mentioned that before, is you plug in your 5200 controller into here, and then the Wicco command controller into here that's specifically made for the 5200, and then plug this into your system, and now you have an actual good joystick to play. And unfortunately, you have to use that crappy joystick sometimes to get these games started, and there's options in the buttons and all that. And that's what this is for, to rectify the shitty joystick. The cool thing about this is not easy to find, and I just happened to find it on a joystick that was $1, or maybe it was $2. Either way, it wasn't a ridiculous amount of money that these would normally go for. So my next paycheck, I'm going to order one of those 5200 Wicco joysticks, and a lot of them don't come with this, so they're not too expensive. You can get them for like between 12 and 30 bucks, depending on box and condition and whoever the hell is selling it. And I never go on eBay, but I'm going to do it for this, because I do want this quick in order to play this awesome port of Pac-Man that's unplayable right now, for the most part, because of that fucked up joystick. But that's it, guys. That's everything. Looks like a lot on this bed, but, well, I don't know, 15 minutes of me rambling about shit. Apparently it was enough. But that's everything I've gotten in the past few months, and, you know, a couple of days ago. As a matter of fact, Berserk and Missile Command I picked up yesterday. So, God, I love my caffeine. Guys, one last thing. I posted that video about my 50 subscriptions, and I've gone a few up since then. And I'm getting a lot of really good feedback, and I really do appreciate each and every one of you guys. I truly do. Usually I have a lot of jokers on pages like this on YouTube and stuff, and they're trolls, and I'm probably going to eventually get those people. But so far, so good. I've been doing this almost a year. December will be a year, and I've been getting nothing but positive feedback, and that's awesome. I thank you guys so much, especially for all the help. Now, I was requested to join Twitter, and I've been reluctantly... I didn't want to do it, but yes, the Atari Creep has a Twitter account, so it's at the Atari Creep, all one word. Go ahead and search me on there if you're a tweeter. I just signed up last night. I got like 10 people following me already. And I was happy to see that not only the individual who requested I join, but some people were already talking about me before I even did join. So that was cool to see. So I can see this being a good tool. Unlike me actually being a fucking tool. But yeah, guys, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. So, you know, obviously subscribe to this channel if you haven't yet. Thank you for coming by, of course, and watching this nonsense. Thumbs up, thumbs down. All feedback's positive to me. Leave a comment. Let me know what your favorite item is here. What do you think of the 5200? I want honest opinions. I'm an honest guy. Everyone, when they describe me, say he's a guy who says what's on his mind. Apparently, that's my thing. I didn't realize there were so many people out there that were fake, but I guess there are. But yeah, let me know what you think. I want honest opinions. 5200, you ever play one? Do you want one? I'm not going to give you one. I'm keeping this fucker. But yeah, let me know what you think about it. Let me know what you think about any of this. What is your favorite thing? Do you have that Frogger thing? Have you ever made an arcade out of one of these things? Let me know. If you have a video, please somehow get me the link. I want to watch you create that thing. And I plan on doing that with both Pac-Man and Frogger right now, and then eventually Mortal Kombat. So, that's enough. I'm going to have another sip of my soda. Alright, follow me here. Go over to Facebook, search the Atari Creep. Follow me there. Go over to Instagram, search the Atari Creep. Follow me there. And now, I tweet. Follow me on Twitter. Please. Make it worth my fucking while. It's annoying. But I can see it being a great tool. So guys, no more rambling. Hope you're having a great week. It's Wednesday right now. Hopefully it'll be up tonight, if not tomorrow. And maybe I'll get another video up this weekend. I do plan on doing a little trick on this bad boy to make it work better. Because I've seen a video, maybe 2 videos about it. And they explained it good enough, but I figure I'll do the same thing with a little bit better lighting so you can actually see what's going on. Not that you can't figure it out from their videos, but this might be the video this week, showing you how to make this work as well as it can, even though it ain't really good. Alright guys, that's enough. Have a great week, and thanks for watching. Subscribe, thumbs up, thumbs down, follow me everywhere I am, and guys, bye-bye.